What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Subjective Reviews Show. Right now, it's just me. I'm happy you guys are on here with me and watching. This is going to be part 2 of the Plot Leaks episode that I did last Thursday. Now, before we get into that, I've got some other stuff I want to go over, some main topics from my man Juan. Keeps on sending me awesome questions, so I'm going to answer those first, and then maybe about 10 minutes in, and I'm going to drop a link. I know my boy Patogo has been trying to get in here for a while. So I'm going to drop a link in about 10 minutes, and he can jump on. And whoever else wants to jump on, they can jump on as well. And my damn video cam, oh my God, it's blurry as hell. So let's change that up real quick. If you guys have any suggestions on a better camera, please let me know, because this webcam is trash. But I don't know. Just got to deal with it for the time being. No, let's just go through who we got here. We got Patogo. Yes, he wants to be on the show. He's finally going to be on the show after maybe a couple months. We got All Sports Tees up in here. Time to talk about Hegra inside the box and the 18 Kryptonian. Hell yeah, let's go. Definitely. We got Amtree in here. What's going on? Hey. Who else? Doomy. Is there a site with the leaks, or is it a scoop? The leaks that I'm talking about, these are just leaks that I've kind of found over the internet. I was looking for them. They didn't just pop out to me. I was purposely looking for them. A bunch of stuff from Reddit, people that said they saw the movie, people that know people that saw the movie. So a bunch of stuff has come from Reddit. But like I said before, my last video on Thursday is all of these plot leaks or synopsis of the movie, like they all kind of lead in the same direction. That's how I know there's some like legitimate. That's how I know like they're legitimate to a certain extent, because if you listen to the plot leaks and you see how they're laying out the plot, it all kind of goes down the same path. How they recruit Aquaman, and how they recruit Batman recruits the Flash, and where they end up, how they're Steppenwolf showing up in Atlantis. Like all those scenes, they all line up, and then there's these little outliers that we never saw before. So that's how I know these plot leaks. They could be in the movie. They could not. Now, we know that Zack has 10 different cuts of the movie, so we just don't know what's going to be in there and what isn't. But some of them, a bunch of them, like the Arkham scene, I've really been hitting hard on that. Joker and Deathstroke being in the Arkham scene, that seems like it's going to happen. That seems like it's pretty legit. Now, again, we don't know until the movie comes out, but that's one scene that I'm really looking forward to. And again, when you have 10 different plot leaks and 5 people talking about an Arkham scene that saw the movie before it came out, I think there's an Arkham scene. But enough about that. Hydrate, yes. Always hydrate. Got my water. Most death. I'm sure the timing is bad with JusticeCon stream. Yeah, I know. I honestly had no idea that was going down. But hey, whatever. This is the best time for me to stream today, so I'm just going to go along with it. That's just what it is. Oh, we got South Cali guy. What's going on, buddy? I know you're going to pop it in before you get to the JusticeCon. Chubby Teddy Monster Productions. What's going on? I didn't know this was going to be live. Yeah. Usually I know I go later on at 9:30, but I try to mix it up so I can reach different people, different time zones. Iran Elron, love your channel, man. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Today is Zebra Fett t-shirt. Damn right. I'm surprised you even saw it. Yes, Zebra Fett. What's going on? The Happy Day. Hey, last episode was fun, so decided to check it out live. Oh, sweet. I'm happy you're here. Awesome. Integrity 101. What's going on, my man? Happy you could make it. I know this is a good time for you. It's past midnight at my place. That's what I'm talking about, man. Past midnight. Wow. So probably if that's the case, then my 9:30 shows will be better for you. But I'm happy you're here. And if you're tired, go to sleep. I won't be mad. Patogo, quick question. What's your thoughts on the golden DC Funko Pops, Aquaman, Wonder Woman? I'm not really big into Funko Pops or action figures. What am I even saying? I'm not really big into that. Some of them look cool. I respect the Funko Pops. I know they're a hot item and a lot of people have them. So yeah, I really don't know much about them, but I'm pretty sure they're dope. I'll have to check them out after the show. Leak it all to me, Tyler. I want the knowledge I can get. Akbar, finally, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for showing up. Midi, who wins DCU, Superman versus MCU? Thor. That is simple. Superman, because Superman can beat all DC, all MCU. Not even a problem. The sequel, yes, to the last plot leak is damn right. If you're talking there, well, yes, Amshri just said Justice Con itself is the 25th and 26th, and I believe that the Nerd Queens at 3 o'clock, they will be releasing the schedule of everything that's going to go down. So that's what's going to happen. It's going to be the 25th, 26th of July. I will be a part of it. They're just going to release the schedule because it's going to be like an all-day affair Saturday and Sunday, so it's going to be a good time. Sil, Abdul, what up, Tyler? Man, DCF crew, yes, DC fandom crew, you know it. What's going on, buddy? Okay, we could expect another trailer by next week. If you're saying by Justice Con, them releasing a trailer, I don't think they'll release a trailer. I think, if anything, they'll release more teasers. Or one teaser or two. I don't know. I think the trailer is going to be saved for DC fandom. That's what I personally think. Rob Doe, who's the guy using Tyler's YouTube? That's me. All right. So we got 22 people up in here. Don't forget, hit that like button. Let them know that you're here. Right before we get into the questions, what do you think the age rating will be for the Snyder trilogy? What do you mean by that? The age rating? Can you specify? So let's just get into the first topic. Like I said, probably about 5 minutes. I'll put out the link and you guys can jump on if you want. Let's just get into my man Juan Villarreal. He's been sending me questions on the regular. I love it. Keep on sending them. I tell you guys all the time, if you want questions answered, main topics, send them to diamonds41@yahoo.com. And my man just keeps on sending them to me. And honestly, all of these questions are from him until we get to the plot leaks. So the first question he throws my way is, will Justice League Part 3 be Darkseid and the Forces of Apocalypse versus the multiverse? Let me tell you about that. Oh my God, this damn camera's horrible. I'm so sorry about the quality of that. Ooh, maybe it's the lighting. Anyway, sorry. Will Justice League Part 3 be Darkseid and the Forces of Apocalypse versus the multiverse? Let me just say this. First off, Zack originally had a plan of how he wanted Justice League Part 3 to be. I believe it was going to, obviously it was going to have Darkseid in it. That was going to be the end, the team fighting Darkseid. I don't know how it was going to end originally, but I don't think it had anything to do with the multiverse. Now, I think that he's rearranging everything. Most definitely, he's rearranging his story. I mean, it's been 3 or 4 years since he started directing the Justice League. So even his Justice League movie, the Snydercut, the movie we're going to see in 2021, is going to be different from what he was originally going to give us in the first place. And of course, now we know that he's not going to compromise. So it's going to be legit 4 or 5 hours of his true vision, and I can't wait to see it. With that being said, I think he's going to change it up, and I think a way of changing it up would be literally, if you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. Just Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, where they take everyone. You're taking Suicide Squad, you're taking the Justice League Dark, you're taking everyone from the DC almost, and you're pitting them against Darkseid and Apocalypse, just like your Endgame scenario, if you will. So I think it's going to be something along those lines, and possibly the multiverse too. That would be sick. I mean, just imagine like the potential of the multiverse is just, it's so incredible. And what they could do with that last movie is just, it's going to be mind blowing. But first we need to watch Zack Snyder's Justice League, and we need to like it, and we need to subscribe, and we need to show up and watch it over and over and over and over again. That's what we need to do. If you're talking about the age rating, like what rating it will be, then I would say his trilogy would be rated R. That's what I would give it. And we got Q up in here. What's going on? Yes, rated R. Happy you could join. Josh Frazier, what's going on? Thank you for showing up. We know for sure we will be getting the OG Steppenwolf. Yes, OG Steppenwolf, that is happening, no doubt. Not a question. So, back to my question at hand. So yes, short answer, yes, I do think that it's going to be an epic end to Zack's vision. It's going to be everyone multiverse versus Darkseid and the forces of Apocalypse, and it's going to be bangers, and I can't wait to watch it. So guys, right now I'm going to put the links to this video in the chat, and if you want to jump on, go ahead and jump on. But I know Patogo wants to, so I'm going to copy this, and that way we can get some more people in here. And with that, let's just jump to the next question, which the next question is, what is the anti-life equation? Now, I tried to answer this. I believe it was on last Tuesday's show. Again, I wasn't quite sure of what this was. I always thought when you say the anti-life equation, I literally just thought it meant just wiping everyone out. Anti-life, duh. That's what I think when I think of this. But that's not it at all. It's kind of a crazy concept. It's in the comics. It doesn't really flat out tell you exactly. It gives you details about it, but it doesn't tell you exactly like how to retrieve it. I don't think when it comes to retrieving it, it's kind of a blur. It's kind of in a gray area. But I will talk about that in a second. But right now we have Togo. What's going on, buddy?
Nothing much.
Thanks for showing up.
No problem.
Awesome.
I'm really excited to be here today. It's going to be awesome.
Great. All right, we got someone else that popped up. It's kind of a crazy concept. It's in the How's it going? It gives you details about it, but it doesn't tell you exactly. Mitty, you're live. Like how to retrieve it. When it comes to I hear myself.
Oh, yeah, I'm good.
Okay, hey, how do you say your name? I don't want to mispronounce it.
Yeah, you're saying it right.
Mitty?
Something funny.
Okay, cool.
That you're actually saying my name wrong.
How do you say it?
Patugo. So
Patugo.
When you pull up to McDonald's and you're really hungry?
Yeah.
And you ask for it to go. So I'm the Patugo. And I created this account when I was 8.
Okay, well, you know what? I don't like pronouncing it that way, so I'm just going to continue to call you Patogo.
Bet. That's good.
All right. Oh, wait a second. We got Sil Abdul up in here.
What's going on? What's going on, Tyler?
I'm so happy you could pop in here. Wow, I'm surprised you're here right now.
Hey, I got the afternoon off, so I saw you pop up.
Sweet. Okay, guys, I need help with the anti-life equation. Whenever I talk about it, I sound stupid. I try to do research on it. So if you guys could try to explain that to me a little bit, that'd be great and be good for the audience too.
All right. Who we got on the panel here?
Well, we got I call him Patogo, but it's not Patogo. He says it's what is it? Patogo? Hello?
That 2 Chains? Who's it?
Okay. And we had Mitty on for a second. He rolled out. Patogo, okay. Where are you at? All right, he's not answering. Anyway, so sorry.
That's all good.
Okay, he dropped off too. Wow. Okay. Well, it's just me and you.
It's all good.
What do you know what the anti-life equation is? I do have my notes. I can sum it up in like one sentence. But yeah, go ahead.
I probably need notes too. But no, me and Prime had a real good I think it was on your stream actually. We had a good little exchange about the anti-life. Or was that Fatal J's? Anyway,
it's all good.
The easiest way to kind of put the anti-life equation in general is when someone breaks down their love, their hope, their desires. Like they see no, it's almost like depression.
Yeah,
and then you kind of give up on humanity, or you're just like, okay, I'm just gonna rule or be ruled. So in a weird way, it's kind of tied to almost like a natural selection type thing too. But Darkseid exploits people with that. Now there's different forms of it too, and Prime actually informed me of that too, because I got to catch up on my comics. There's different forms of the anti-life equation, but it basically breaks down, like I said, people's hope and love.
Okay, yeah, I mean the way that I when I do my research, the way that I took it was it just like you said, destroys free will, mm-hmm. and has control over your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And so, hello, you're back in. Can you hear me?
The way that I
Got a little delay
Hello?
or
Yeah, a little delay.
wasn't just like you said, destroys.
And we got
Hello?
Patogo's back here.
Can you guys
Mike-
hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, cool.
I can't-
Yeah, a little delay.
Yeah, there is a delay.
Okay, so the anti-life equation, like I don't know, like the actual one, but Zack said Darkseid was going to use the codex in Cal's body to
Yeah.
manipulate free will
Okay.
Yeah.
and basically make you the worst.
that
If
was no. Go ahead, Phil.
I'm sorry, Terry. If someone can turn down like
there
you,
is a-
you may be listening to the audio.
Yeah.
I don't know like actually, but Zack said
Is my mic working?
Yeah, you're good.
Cal's body
Okay.
Yeah.
manipulate free will.
And we got
Okay.
And basically make you the
this
worst.
Akbar. Akbar, what's going on?
I'm sorry, Terry. If
Hello.
turn down like
Can you hear my voice?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Midi,
Okay.
hold on real quick. Midi. Yeah, can you turn that down? Okay. I think
Yeah.
we're good now. Yeah.
All right.
Akbar. What's going on, Akbar? I've never talked to you face to face.
Yeah, I'm good. I kind of have a free time, so I think I'm a try to join once in a while. Just to
Yeah, awesome.
have the
Do you-
experience. Have the experience.
Awesome. Do you know anything about the anti-life equation?
To be honest, I don't know that before until
It basically brings out the worst. version
until
of
I hear
yourself.
from the leaks that you have said and
Yeah.
the others. But I think it's dark side things, right?
Yeah. But Midi, what were you saying? You were saying it brings out the worst in people?
Yeah, by manipulating free will.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. So with that, let's get that one out of here. And
Go read your comics.
No.
yeah. But okay, let's get to the next one. So the next one that comes from Juan is: are you guys going to be shook at the nightmare scene in the Justice League? Listen,
Probably.
it's when it comes to comic book
no.
movies. When it comes to comic book movies, I don't really get like scared. Like they don't scare me. But as far as like I'm going to be excited, it's going to be something out of this world. Like when it comes to this movie, there's going to be so many amazing scenes that are in it, and this is definitely one that I'm really looking forward to. The nightmare scene, I want to see it all go down, and you know what? It just adds a special element to Zack's movies because it gives him a chance to add this into his movie, but not necessarily make it happen. If you catch my drift, kind of add like he's adding a nightmare dream sequence that hasn't happened yet. But it's just adding another element to the movie, and I think that like Zack does that so very well. You know what it kind of reminds me of is have you seen the Watchmen, the Ultimate Cut?
Yes.
Where I just bought that DVD maybe a couple months ago, and I watched the Ultimate Cut for the first time, and they had that. You ever like maybe like every 20 or 30 minutes they would show that comic scene with Gerard Butler, and like throughout the whole movie, there's this side story of this comic with Gerard Butler, and I was like, I never saw this, and it's kind of like something like that where he's telling a whole nother story from from a different like
From the future.
yeah, from the future almost, and it's awesome. It just adds something more to the movie itself. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I mean, like, I've never seen Watchmen, so I don't even know.
You're too young for that, man.
I mean, I've seen so many R-rated movies.
I think
but I just
Zack's
haven't-
gonna put a lot of cliffhangers in this, so more people want to watch the second and third.
You think Zack's going to do what? Say that again.
Put a lot of cliffhangers here, so more people would want to watch the second and third.
Oh, most definitely, and that's why we know if he puts cliffhangers, we know that we're going to get another movie. I mean, that's
Yeah,
okay. We got someone else popping up.
I like always want to have this comedy superhero movie where it ends on a cliffhanger, and like you know the meme that's like to be continued, where the weird music plays. I just want to see a movie where that ends with that.
You
and then
want
it
to see
just
that?
rolls to the credits.
I
That would
hate that.
It's like a Flash Gordon. That's probably before some of y'all's time, but yeah.
Yeah, I really wonder how Zach's going to end these movies. Or I shouldn't say movies. I wonder how he's going to end these chapters if that's what happens officially. And we got another person in here, Kenton.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Man, I got my international folks here right now, man. This is woo!
Awesome, man. Awesome.
First of all, Sil, hello. Big fan
What's
of
up?
your work on The Cultured Nerd.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
And Tyler, thank you for being a part of the movement. Actually, I was introduced to the movement because some of your videos had convinced me that the Snydercut was out there, and it could have changed my opinion on the debacle that I had seen in the theaters way back when. It feels like
Me
a lifetime
too.
ago.
Me too.
And
Tyler
there's-
saved me too.
Yep, and
I'll
this is
be like
actually the first time I'm
Hack-
on a stream like this. So thank you for hosting me.
Wow.
My question is to both Tyler and Sil, if you guys can answer this. So, in regards to the movement that is happening right now, we are also seeing other film movements that are coming up, and this is in regards to the recent Schumacher cut. I know this was supposed to be in regards to the Justice Con and the DC fandom, and the Snyder cut plot details. But in terms of these new movements that are cropping up, what do you think has been the major impact on not just Hollywood, but on the people who have been paying their own money to watch these films, and then realizing that they had been sort of misguided on a lot of things in a way.
Well, first off, the Snyder cut changes everything. This what happened with Zack. This is monumental. This has never happened before, and you can already see there's a shift in Hollywood. You can already see it. It's now all of these directors that had their visions squashed by studios, they're starting to come out of the woodworks, and they're speaking up more. And so yeah, what happened with Zack, it changed everything. And now I think you're going to see a lot more directors coming out, or a lot more, like you said, the Schumacher cut of the Batman movie. Like you're going to see this like just continuously happening now, because they all saw that Zack got his movie. Like literally, like this, it got to a point where Zack gets to go back and film more for this movie. Like that's never happened before. Like
Right.
that's how monumental this is.
Yeah. And that's the power. Oh, go ahead, buddy. Or is he having a bad conversation? Okay. But yeah, this shows the power of social media. I mean, we never would have gotten this Zack Snyder Justice League without the fans being able to voice out. And like you said, we're customers, so we can actually let them know, our response in real time. They can actually pull up data as far as how much we're talking about it. That's one of the biggest things. That's why I keep telling people to keep hashtagging for the air cut. It is being worked on, but we do want to support that movement. The Schumacher cut, that's a very new movement. Find them on Twitter as well.
Yeah.
Ask for it because they pull up those analytics, and Zack Snyder's Justice League is the proof that they actually listen.
Yep. And you
Okay.
know what's awesome about? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What movie is from the Schumacher cut? What movie is that?
It's both the Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. Apparently, they were more darker, as far as I've heard, and the studio was not interested because Batman Returns was like the darkest film at that time that was put out, and it scared a lot of the kids and the parents alike. So they decided to go for an extremely light tone, as far as I've heard, and so they kind of derailed the whole Burton universe that was set up.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. I mean, Batman and Robin was hilariously bad. Like, I hate that movie so much.
I agree.
When I was young, when I was your age, that used to be like one of my favorite movies. And now look at me, I'm just trash.
Right. Okay,
Yeah.
so coming back to Zack Snyder's Justice League, I had been thinking of this theory for a long time, and I don't know whether if people will accept this. So since Man of Steel, we have been coming across the fact that Superman is special because of the Codex, because he's the first natural born of Krypton in a long time, and that was one of the reasons why both Jor-El and Lara took a lot of pain to send him to another planet and such. But here's what I just started wondering one thing, because of the whole rumor that Ryan Reynolds was probably going to be in the Justice League cut. I don't know whether it's true, but I'll be honest. I had actually watched the extended cut of Green Lantern the first time I ever saw that film, and I never knew about the theatrical cut. So I spent like from 2012 when I first saw it, because my friend had the DVD back then, which I rented from him. And after watching it, I was like, it was an okay movie. Some of the scenes could have been placed at a different angle to make it better. But then I decided to watch the theatrical cut in 2018, and I was like, oh yeah, this was a horrible film, and the 10 minutes this made a major difference. But I rewatched the movie just 3 days ago, and I noticed something very unusual. The OA scene has ships that are in similar design with what we had seen on Krypton. So could that have been something that was in plan before, or was this just something that was maybe added little on? Because when Hal and Tomare just meet, and he introduces himself, and then when Hal says like, and here is, and when Tomare just says welcome to Oa, some of the ships over there have the same design that you see after the council of General Zod, like after his imprisonment. Some of the ships have a similar design, and that's
Oh.
got me like wondering whether that could have been sort of a connecting strain that Zack may have thought, or whether that was something that was planned by Jeff Johns, or I don't know what, but that's just been bugging my mind for for the past 3 days actually.
Well, I mean, all I know about the Green Lantern movie was that was originally supposed to start the whole thing off. Was supposed to start off,
Right.
The universe, if you will, the DCEU, if you will, and then it didn't do so well financially, and then then we got Man of Steel years later, and that took off. As far as the ships being the same, I haven't noticed that. I need to watch that again to see what you're talking about.
Right.
But from what I remember, isn't it true that there's a different Amanda Waller in that movie?
Yeah, and I think Angela Bassett was the name of the actress who portrayed Amanda Waller, and that also got me thinking: what if this takes place like 2 to 3 years before Man of Steel? So because Green Lantern just flies into space at the end of the film, so he may not know what the hell was happening on Earth because he was busy tending to the rest of the planets on his sector. So that was what I was getting from the film actually.
Yeah, I mean, if they wanted to have Ryan Reynolds in the Snyderverse, they could make it work. They could easily do that, and they could easily use the multiverse as an excuse if they would want to do that. I don't think that's the problem. I just don't know if Zack wants Ryan Reynolds in his movie or in his verse. I just don't know. We'll just have to. Time will tell. We'll just have to wait and see. What's going on, buddy?
So I think that they could never get Ryan Reynolds because he hates the Green Lantern movie with his heart. Like, he just hates it. And, I have no confidence that he would be able to stay and do that again.
Yeah, I mean, I understand at the time, Ryan Reynolds, he said, and it looked like he really hated the movie because of what happened and all that stuff. And then he even made fun of it in Deadpool, and we saw all that. But I think it would be somewhat of like a redemption for him. And at the same time, what you have to look at is right now, he's in a situation with Deadpool where Disney will not give him an R-rated movie. So his Deadpool career might be over. So now he's like, well, you know, I mean, he had such a great time with that character. If you told him he would get 3 more Deadpool movies, he would never do another Green Lantern movie. But now the fact that Deadpool might be dead, and now he's over here, and there's this thing called the Snydercut that's taken off, and the DCEU is rising, and you know, he's like, oh, maybe, you know, I want to be relevant again. I want to stay in the limelight, and maybe I'll just have to come back as Green Lantern, because maybe in his eyes, maybe he was given a bad script, or maybe he was just put in a bad movie, and that's why it was no good. So maybe in his eyes, he could be like, oh, okay, well, I could redeem myself. So you have to look at it.
Well, to touch on those ships and everything, as far as if it's connected, it's very possible some concept art for Warner Brothers did carry over to Zack Snyder's team. That's very possible. They kind of input things, and Zack probably implemented those details. And of course, we know Zack draws his own stuff too, as far as sketches, you know.
Yeah.
But like Tyler said, that Green Lantern movie was supposed to start the DCU, that form of DCU, and it was supposed to branch out from there. Didn't work out, you know. An interesting thing on the CW Crisis on Infinite Earth, they actually did put in Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern Earth as a cameo. So they are, you know, keeping it as an open type of thing. As far as Ryan Reynolds and Zack Snyder's Justice League, I'm gonna be careful when I say this, because I got into a Twitter fight about this. I like Ryan Reynolds, love Ryan Reynolds as a, you know, a comedic actor and everything like that. Zack Snyder already did shoot his photography with his Green Lantern. I'm pretty sure Ryan Reynolds wasn't there, but hey, additional photography. I guess people can hashtag that. Maybe he'll put him in there. I don't know. But yeah, that's interesting though to keep an eye on.
Right.
All right. So I'm gonna get to my next question. It's my last question before we talk about some more plot leaks. Guys, if you haven't already, please hit that like button and please subscribe. If you haven't, subscribe to me, subscribe to Sil. Yes, Culture Nerd over here with those nice leaks every day. Hey, speaking of which, how's Taylor doing? Have you talked to him?
Oh yeah, I'm glad you asked. Yeah, he's doing well. He was just messaging the team today. He just needed a mental break.
Yeah.
I mean, just imagine how much he contains. Like, I sit and talk to him. I can sit and talk to him for hours and try to soak up everything, you know. So he just needed a mental break, and I think he's going to be kind of psyched up when the summer gets rolling. So
that's awesome.
And still give my best to him from my side, because I know the stress he's under, even from work, as he has stated that he's working in the medical field. I am a molecular biologist by training, and a part of the work that I'm doing right now is working out the sequencing of the genome of the damn COVID thing. It's breaking almost everyone.
Wow.
So so just give my best, and thank you to him from my side for standing up and being one of the warriors on the street.
Definitely. Yeah, Taylor Murphy, he's a gift, man. Like, if you're a DC fan, you should love what he's trying to give you, because he's so connected. So, like I said, I'll give him my regards for sure.
Yeah, man. It becomes a shame, because, you know, all the stuff on Twitter and the hate, and it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, you have a guy that's just trying to give you information that should make you happy, and then you have people attacking him. It just doesn't make any sense. And at the end of the day, I keep on saying this. Why are you attacking someone now when they're saying that it hasn't happened yet, or they're saying it's going to happen in the future? Why don't you just wait when it doesn't come out? Like DC fandom, there's a lot riding on DC fandom. Why don't you wait until DC fandom, and then you can be like, wow, you got like 3 things wrong. Instead, you're like, you're wrong. I'm like, because now you're making yourself look bad, because if you're saying he's wrong and it turns out you were wrong, now you look like the jackass. But anyway, that's just my 2 cents on it. And yes,
Tyler.
Yeah, what's going on? What's up, buddy?
If you were to rate the top 10 strongest in the DCEU, who would you say? What would you say?
The top 10?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd have to sit down and think about this. All I know for sure is number 1 would have to be Superman.
Yeah.
I'd probably say number 1 would be Superman. Number 2 would be Darkseid. Yeah, and then after that, it gets kind of. You know what? I know Wonder Woman is really strong, and it's something I learned about Wonder Woman, and I don't know if this is 100% legit or not. But you know how she has her bracers on her wrist,
Yeah.
and again, I need to read up on this, but a friend told me
Apparently, if she removes it, she gets stronger.
exactly. They said that the reason she has those is because it kind of contains her a little bit. So when they come off, she becomes like even more powerful.
God.
Yeah, and I'm just like, damn, I didn't know that. That's pretty awesome. That's something that like Zack or maybe in Wonder Woman 2 or 3 that they could add to the movie. Like that would be sick if she was in a situation where she was down and she took those off and just became like, I don't know, it could be awesome.
But I have to say this: there's like one misconception. Like people think Zeus is the strongest, which he's not, because he died because of Ares. Ares killed all of them. Then
Yeah.
Wonder Woman killed Ares. Like,
Yeah.
so
That was an
Zeus is probably not the strongest.
That's true. You raise a good point.
Well, as far as I remember from the Wonder Woman film, I think it wasn't specified whether the old gods were killed or destroyed. So I think they're still
No. They
alive
said
on New
Ares
Genesis.
killed all of them. They said Ares killed all of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you
Okay,
watch
you
if you
could be
watch Wonder
right.
Woman, and I even tried to say this one of my last episodes, I talked about how Zeus was like he got into Ares was killing everyone, and then Ares even hurt Zeus, but Zeus like kind of hurt Ares a little bit, and then like when Zeus was like dying,
He created Themyscira.
exactly the last bit of energy that he had left in his body, he created Themyscira to hide them from Ares, and then he died. So yeah, you raise a good point about Wonder Woman being more powerful than him. So with that, guys,
But they did say Ares, when Ares fought Wonder Woman, he was not in his prime or something.
he wasn't what?
In his prime or something like that.
Oh, I don't know. It couldn't be true. I just don't know. Let's get to the last question before we talk about some of these plot leaks. And this is all from Juan Villarreal. I appreciate it. If you have questions, email him diamonds41@yahoo.com. His question is not DC related, but Disney related. And said, "What are your thoughts on Disney owning Predator and Alien?" I think my thoughts are very simple. I know you guys might have more to say about it. I think that you're never going to see another Predator or Alien movie ever again unless it's PG-13. That's my take on it. What do you guys think?
Same.
I agree. I agree. But although I've had issues with every Predator film since Predator 2, except for the Predators film that I think starred Adrian Brody, I feel that they should have continued that storyline for at least 2 or 3 films because that was a wonderful setup.
It had potential, definitely.
I don't know if I've seen parts of that one. I'm just not sure if I've seen the whole thing.
Okay.
What do you got? Patoga, what do you got, man?
All right, I have some thoughts. So, they bought this. I did not hear about this, and now my mood is ruined. I mean, think about it. You know what happened? And once Terminator Genesis released,
What's that?
what if Disney releases Genesis but Alien versus Predator? Like, seriously, I can't believe this. They're gonna ruin really good horror films because they want to be child friendly. Like, you have to branch out. When will they understand that? I don't really know. And that's the crazy thing.
The thing is,
I just thought of something right now. Imagine if we get to see the Ninja Turtles in the Snyder trilogy.
the Ninja, that's crazy, man. If the Ninja Turtles show up, I'm walking out.
That'd be awesome.
I
I'd be like, man, that's really cool, but okay, I'm done.
What they gonna do? Chop off Darkseid's head?
I would love to see the
as far as Disney owning Predator and Alien, I like I said, I just don't feel like they're gonna same thing with Deadpool. When it comes to rated R material, when it comes to rated R material, I do not think they're gonna release any more of it, and it's sad, but the only way that Disney would change their tune is if they started losing money. I don't see that happening right now, but in the near future, I mean, with them having all these IPs, eventually they could just throw anything against the wall, to make more money. But I mean, it's Disney, so.
How about this time?
Another thing I have to say.
Go ahead.
Another thing I have to say about the DCEU not living up to be as good as the MCU is because they kind of rushed it, and they didn't need to do that. Because MCU was releasing about 3 movies a year, and they were just releasing 1 or 2, and even the 2 did not correspond. So why didn't they just release a lot of movies, make a lot of money? So when they team up, it's gonna have a better audience. It's gonna have more people watching it, and they would have built up the universe instead of rushing it. They only made 1 movie, then they went straight up to the team up. That does not make sense.
Well,
that does not make sense.
Just a counter statement on that is that I'm glad that DC at first was trying to do their own path. If they would allow Zack Snyder's vision to actually come out as he planned it, it would have came out different from Marvel. DC and Warner Bros. Messed up when they tried to be like Marvel and bring in Josh Whedon. So if he would have allowed that whole arc to play out, it would have been like, oh wow, now you kind of see Superman's journey.
I think Justice League 2 and 3 would have made more than $1 billion for sure.
Oh yeah.
Well, BVS would have.
Yeah, if they would have left it alone, exactly. Mm-hmm. But something I always like to take from Matt from Lightcast is the way he explains it. He talks about how the MCU, they were coming from the outside in, and they were closing their story into this end game, and then that's it. It's cut off. They can't do anything more. And what Zack Snyder was doing is he was coming from the inside out. So he was building this story, and he was kind of jumping right into it. Like you said, BVS, Justice League, almost instantaneously, and then expanding into this multiverse, into this multiverse where you can get anything, and anything can happen. And you can just tell continuous stories I think that way makes more sense.
And Tyler, I know it was a previous statement about the Deadpool not being rated R. I think all the people that's asking for Ryan Reynolds to do Green Lantern, maybe they should hashtag him to do Deadpool 3 instead of worrying about this Green Lantern talk. Because I think you'd rather him in that franchise.
Because they should have leaked from the...
Yeah.
They should have leaked.
We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, so we have about 18 minutes left, so let's get into these plot leaks. I promised everyone.
Okay.
All right, so put up my little banner here. Snydercut plot leaks. I only have a couple more left, but this one right here is the whole league dies, and the Flash has to go back in time to save them. Do you think this is legit, or do you not? I think
Superman doesn't die, but I think
with that photo that Zack put out on 14th Feb, I think there is a possibility for that to be true, but I'm being a bit conservative on my hopes. Let's just say that.
Yeah. What about you, Sil? Do you think the whole team dies and the Flash has to go back in time?
That was in one of the versions of the script. Yes. Just see what Zack gives us.
Yeah. Patoga, what do you have to say?
So my thoughts is that this is probably not true. I just feel like it's too good to be true. I really don't feel like it. Because, that's literally kind of what happens in Flashpoint. And, I know they're planning a Flash movie for, 2021 or something. I don't know. It's been delayed as many times as Gambit. But, I feel like they should save Flashpoint stuff for the Flash movie.
So, Patoga, quick question. I'm sorry, Tyler. What if that is sort of a Flashpoint type moment, and that does set up Flash movie? Just a question. That's all.
That would be awesome.
When it comes to,
I think
that could happen, but I guess it actually happened because it's 4 hours long.
Yeah, the way that I
Yeah,
look,
I think it will happen now that you said that because the movie's 4 hours.
I hate to
And
keep
like
on.
there's gonna
I
be
think if he
nice
does put
little
it, it's
comic
gonna be like
references. So yeah,
too
you just
much.
convinced me. Congratulations.
Woo!
I think if he does put it in, it's gonna be like too much because there's already Martian Manhunter,
Yeah.
Darkseid, Green Lantern, more fight scenes. I think it's gonna be too much if he does put that in. But
What
it
the,
will
whole-
be
the
cool
whole
to see
the
it.
whole league dying and then him going back in time?
Yeah, I think that would be too much for one movie.
I don't think so because I think it's a very quick scene. I think they die and then the Flash is like he's like running away from the explosion.
Yeah,
And then
it would be better if he does it by mistake.
Yeah, and then he just decides, oh my god, I think they're all gone. I have to go back in time to save them, and then he just goes back and kind of restarts everything. I don't know. I think
Then that causes that possibly cause a ripple effect.
that most definitely could.
Also, I think
I mean,
you go ahead.
there's a movie I got to reference that spoilers right now,
Pardon?
and I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, but yeah, that could happen. I mean, it's very similar to a movie that's animated that happened in. I'm not gonna say anything else.
It's times like these where you look at something like that. Well, you
Is my
look at
mic glitching?
no, I think you're good.
No, you're good.
When you hear stuff like that, like possibly the whole team dies and the Flash goes back and saves them and goes back and restarts everything. I immediately think of what the MCU did with Infinity War and Endgame, and I'm like, oh my god, the comparisons! Like I hate to do it.
Yeah,
But
that pisses me off too.
Yeah,
Like
you
they're
hear
gonna
that all the
compare
time.
Darkseid to Thanos so butt, and like
Exactly.
it pisses me off because Darkseid came before.
Yeah.
Before, what's his name? Thanos in the
Thanos.
comics. And if everything had gone to plan, we would have seen Darkseid on the big screen as the main villain before we saw Thanos, and that's what pisses me off.
Hey, what's going on, Deathstroke's camp? Oh, and he's out.
All right, like Deathstroke.
That
All right,
was fast.
let's get into
So weird that-
oh shit, where am I? Oh, there it is. Let's get into the next plot leak. He's back. Let's see if he. Oh, never mind. We have Akbar. Akbar's back. Anyway, okay, let's get into the next plot leak. You guys ready for this one? Because this one kind of threw me for a loop, and I was like, oh, okay. I mean, it could happen. This one says Mara shows up in the final battle scene.
What?
Probably not. No. No.
Oh,
Listen, I mean,
No.
Mara from Aquaman?
yes.
Nah,
Deathstroke.
probably not. No.
Deathstroke,
Um,
can you hear me?
I don't think it's gonna happen.
I see
What's up, guys?
that. I mean,
What's going on?
But like, where is she gonna come
Hey,
from?
man,
Like,
that's okay.
there's no water nearby in the final battle.
No, yeah, exactly. And you know what? I'll say this. I'll say that
definitely feel like this will.
if Mara was originally going to show up in the final battle, I feel like she was taken out now because of what's been going on with Amber Heard and everything. So if there was a cut that she did show up to the final battle, and again, like you said, there's no water. It kind of pisses me off a little bit. I wish they were like next to some water for Aquaman in that final battle scene. Like, you know what I mean? Like just off the coast a little bit, and then you can come like riding a wave in and whatever and slap Steppenwolf with a surfboard or some shit. I don't know. But like I knew, like even watching the Justice League, I was like, damn, they're not near any water. So like, what's he gonna do? Like, he's strong on land, but not as strong as he is in the water.
I feel like
You feel like what? Like,
okay. So I feel like that Mara could show up because, like, I feel like we might have an endgame moment at the end where, like, everybody is here, everybody shows up, and everybody starts beating the crap out of Darkseid, and then it
That's
ends on a
probably the third
cliffhanger
movie.
where we see like one of the heroes dead. I don't know, maybe like Aquaman.
Yeah, I mean, I think out of all the
Like
theories,
I feel like that would be a possibility.
I think in the second movie, everyone's gonna die except Superman, Batman, Flash, and Cyborg.
I don't know.
well, if you remember correctly in the nightmare scene, we heard that it's Batman, a broken Cyborg, and Flash. Is there anyone? And then Superman succumbs to the anti-life equation, so he's working for Darkseid. So
So
No,
it literally
he doesn't
done
work
it.
for Darkseid. He killed Darkseid.
you think he killed Darkseid? Wait a second. What? You think that in the nightmare sequence that Darkseid is dead? Who said that?
I don't agree with that one. Yeah.
That's a crazy theory.
That's a cool theory. Yeah, that's an awesome
It's,
theory.
it says Darkseid. Superman kills Darkseid when he kills Lois Lane.
Like,
that would be wow. Could you
Like
imagine
he
that?
escapes from Apocalypse and comes back, kills Darkseid, then becomes evil.
That's an interesting theory. I mean, I never thought about that, but could you imagine that?
That's quite a theory.
It is.
Like that would have been the final
That's
fight of the second movie.
So then,
I mean, it's not true, but that's a good theory.
how do you know, Sil? You saw the movie already?
Justice League 2 and 3. I'm just saying.
But what? Yeah, like, but what if he takes over the mantle and then you got the Justice League going against Superman?
That'd be awesome. Then Parademons would obey Superman.
I have a feeling that there's.
Yeah, your mic is cutting in and out. Then
I mean, Zack did kill
feel
Jimmy
like-
Olsen, so
in 2 seconds.
Okay. So for Zack Snyder,
I would
Justice
like
League.
the discussion to take mental.
Pardon?
Oh, sorry.
Say that again.
I would like
I
the
think, like, movie 1 will be Justice League War to anime movies.
okay.
Movie 1, Justice League War. Movie 2, Death of Superman. Movie 3, Justice Arc.
Well,
Apocalypse War.
Superman already died.
Yeah, they can't kill him again. That would be
Yeah.
stupid.
No, you can't kill him.
They already did that in BVS. You can't do that again.
I'm confused.
You could kill the CW version, though.
I hate that version, bro.
It's so bad.
Heckling from Teen Wolf, but I hate that version.
He's just too small, man. Like he's too small.
He looks ripped in Teen Wolf. I don't know why he looks like that.
No. You don't understand. Like, no, he's ripped. He's in shape. But I'm saying, like, he just looks small. He looks like I don't know. His like stature, like he looks like he's like 5'8", $130.
Yeah.
You know, he's like in good shape. But I'm saying compared to someone like Henry Cavill, who's probably 6'1", 6'2",
It's not
200
like
pounds of muscle. What were you saying? Okay. I'm going to go to my last plot leak because we only got like 7 minutes left, and then we'll get off here. So my last plot leak is, let's see if I wrote this correctly. So they're saying that Jor-El is an AI in one of the mother boxes that Cyborg figures out how to use, and then Jor-El tells the League about doing it. What do you think about that?
Probably not. No.
I don't think that's a correct way to put it. I think his AI is still in the ship that Cyborg manages to resuscitate, so that he can possibly give some idea about whether Krypton had knowledge about Apocalypse early on or not. So that's an idea I
How to
had.
bring Superman back.
What do you think about that, Sil?
Well, I'm not sure about the mother box aspect of that, but I do believe we'll see Jor-El again. Yeah.
Yeah. And I even mentioned this in my last Thursday show, was talking about Jonathan Kent coming back as well, and talking about how that scene where you see Henry's in the he's in the field and Lois walks out of the house. It looks like that's the scene where he's talking to Jonathan Kent before she walks out, and then he starts talking to her. So yeah, I think you're going to see both of them in this movie.
I'm curious to see when the real Doomsday shows up.
Ooh.
I think it's too late, man. They should have bring Doomsday. They already put him in B versus S. I think it's too late. They missed their
That
chance. It's too
that
late.
was kind
I
of
don't know
a
what the hell was
bizarro
that Doomsday
Doomsday.
did.
It was like a
Yeah.
bizarro Doomsday. Yeah.
That's true. I mean, you just never know what Zack has up his sleeves, and that's what's so exciting about this. Is I mean, when it comes to, and I say this a lot, when it comes to details, I mean, the guy is like top notch. His movies, you can dissect. People are still dissecting PBS now, and they're still finding stuff, and it's just like crazy. And you know what I realized?
Did you guys see the newspaper
About what?
Superman moving the tectonic plate
No, I didn't see that.
in B versus S? There was a newspaper that said Superman shifted the tectonic plate.
Oh, really? No, I didn't see that.
Mm.
Well, if there's one person that could, it's him.
Mm-hmm.
But something I literally just found out today, just thinking about it, was I think I was listening to Lightcast, and they're talking about the black suit. Remember the black suit that was in Man of Steel?
Uh-huh.
And they talked about how that was a nightmare sequence. That was a Superman nightmare sequence. And I was like, huh, interesting, because then you get the Superman nightmare sequence in Man of Steel, then you get the Batman nightmare sequence in BVS, and then in Justice League, you're going to get the Cyborg nightmare sequence. So again, that's another trend that he's been putting in his movies, and it's just another reason why Zack Snyder is the freaking man, and
He's the GOAT.
he is the GOAT, most definitely. And we got McLovin coming at the last minute.
Loving.
Taylor still. Yeah, so we got like 4 minutes left here, guys. Thank you all for coming along and watching. Thank you, my guest. I know I opened up the floodgates here, and you all came in, and I'm happy you did.
Honor.
Got yeah, most definitely. My international crew. Happy you guys could show up.
It's fun.
So yeah, you got any parting things to say? Are you excited for the movie? Like what's going on?
If you're not dead, you're excited.
That's a great way of putting
I
it.
just have one question.
Yeah. What's up? What's your
Yes,
question?
yes. Do you think ever to consider taking Ray Porter in her film, New Gods?
I don't think so.
Well,
Yeah.
as what Ray had stated on the Lightcast interview, he hasn't been approached by Ava's crew.
Hey, I'm
So I
back.
don't think that's a possibility because
glitching
Ava
again?
may do her own version of Darkseid. Like it could be an Elseworld story, like how we
Okay.
got Joker.
Yeah, that's
So
confirmed.
we never know. We never know.
No,
It
that's
could be
confirmed.
possible.
A few days ago, that's confirmed. Ava
okay.
confirmed that she's doing her own version of Darkseid. You got to keep in mind the multiverse. And Ray Porter actually tweeted and kind of supported her, saying, "Hey, this is a big multiverse. I'm good with not being in that movie, because he knows he's gonna get some work from Zack. So it's all good."
Right.
Real quick, we got that $2 super chat from Fatal.
Fatal.
J. Happy you're here, Fatal. And for you, I got. Appreciate it, my friend. If you guys are not subscribed to Fatal J, you need to subscribe to him. He's the man, most definitely.
I have
Yes,
a question
they
for you. I have a
He's in
question
fact
for you.
the man.
Why would Superman work for Darkseid if he knows he's pregnant Lois Lane and his mother and his unborn child are dead because of Darkseid? And
Does
the
he know?
anti-life equation brings out the worst version of yourself. Why would he then work for Darkseid? I don't get it.
Because he's tricked.
Yeah, does he know that?
No,
Darkseid
but he knows Darkseid.
How do we know
It's
that?
because of Darkseid that they're dead. Like any reasonable person with that amount of power would kill Darkseid.
She's supposed to die in the Batcave. How does he know that Darkseid did it?
No, like the second movie, like apparently they go to Apocalypse, they get their ass kicked, and Darkseid keeps Superman in Apocalypse with no yellow sun, so he doesn't have his power.
There's a
and uses
movie
the codex in his
called-
body to find the anti-life equation. Then Darkseid takes most of his forces to Earth, kills billions, including Lois and Martha, and Superman finds a way to escape from Apocalypse, gets back to Earth, then he finds Martha's dead body, Lois's dead body,
Mhm.
a pregnant Lois, that is. And
Mhm.
why would he work for Darkseid?
If he's
After
tricked,
that,
yeah. If he's tricked.
but he knows Darkseid killed.
Well, we have to wait for that story to come out. How do you know he knows?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is we just have to wait and see what Zack does because
there's a
Zack's a smart
movie
man.
called Superman and Batman Apocalypse, and in that movie, Darkseid brainwashed Supergirl, and Supergirl starts working for Darkseid. So, like, literally anyone.
Yeah, again, I mean, we just have to wait and see what Zack does.
Yeah,
He's a very
but-
smart man. He's very comic book accurate when it comes to his movies. So
Real quick,
Darkseid can trick anyone into
and I'm
working for him.
and I'm
That's
sorry,
the thing.
I'm not trying to cut you
Darkseid,
off.
you're
Yeah.
not safe from Darkseid.
You're
Darkseid
done.
can literally destroy planets. Darkseid is the DCEU's Thanos.
In BVS,
I still
what did
think
Superman
Superman
say?
Okay.
What did Superman say to Batman in a nightmare scene before he killed Batman in a nightmare scene?
He says, "She
Very
was
key.
my world, and
She
you
was my
took her
world,
from me."
and you
Who
took her
took
from me.
who took him? Who took her from him?
Yep.
Ah, right.
But Lois was probably in the bathroom.
No, you gotta go by what's on film. What does
My
Superman
tablet's
say?
glitching. Oh.
yeah, you're exactly
I
right.
can't hear.
Joe. That's what he says.
Your mic's going.
She was my world, and you took her from me. So again, like we know that Batman didn't kill Lois Lane. So right there, it seems like he was tricked into thinking that. So, but again, it's all going to be explained.
Yeah.
Zack's going to make sense of it. He's a very smart director. He knows what he's doing. So, I mean, everyone thought the whole Martha scene was dumb. I thought it was. I thought that scene was so good, and it made a lot of sense. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. And with that, guys, I want to thank everyone for coming on again. I like to do these streams for an hour. If you have any questions, again, submit them to diamonds41@yahoo.com. Again, thank you, Sil, for coming on. Go to his YouTube channel, subscribe. Thank you, Ken, for coming on. Deathstrokes Camp.
Thank you, man.
Togo, Akbar, thank you all for coming on. I really do appreciate it. Really do appreciate all the love you guys give me. And with that, I will see you guys later.
No problem.
Thank you for.
Peace.